Today's 5 darkest cartoon theories should remind you about the eerie side of these cartoons. It will seriously leave you baffled and may activate your goosebumps, as these theories have coincidental but yet accurately scary connections. Number 5. The Rugrats is an animated American television series which aired from 1990s to 2006. The plot surrounds a bunch of toddlers who spend their day in search for adventure. Angelica is portrayed as the antagonist and despises the toddlers. This sounds like a typical childhood show to watch, doesn't it? Now listen to this. You may or may not want to believe this, but the Rugrats have an even darker side to it. The toddlers did not really exist. They were all in essence of Angelica's imagination. Chucky, who in the show appears to be the main character, actually died a long time ago along with his mother, most likely due to childbirth complications. That explains why Chucky's father is mostly emotionally unstable and troubled. Tommy, who's Chucky's best friend, was a deadborn, which is why his father is constantly in the basement making toys for the son who never had a chance to live. The DeVilles were the parents of Angelica and the twins. In actuality, the twins were aborted by the parents. Angelica was too young to figure out the genders of the twins, hence why in the show, or in her imagination, they were fraternal twins, and also why Angelica cannot speak to the babies. Again, this links back to Angelica's made-up world. Number 4. SpongeBob SquarePants is a yellow sponge that lives under the sea. As we all know, it is just a humoristic show for kids. Or is it? There are 2 theories surrounding the show. The first one being that the main characters were always intoxicated on the show. Have you ever wondered why SpongeBob is always very happy, energetic, and at times paranoid? Well, it is believed that he was allegedly on crystal meth. This could make sense. His bad mood results in him in having major emotional crashes. At times, he randomly experiences euphoric phases and becomes subject to bad mood swings. Patrick the Star, who is SpongeBob's best friend, is considered to be the stoner of the show. He laughs at stupid things, he appears to be mentally slow, some sort of permafried, and is constantly hungry, causing him to eat much more than other characters on the show. Squidward Tentacles, who is SpongeBob's co-worker and neighbor, is supposedly on heroin. He's always emotionally down and yells at SpongeBob for being too hyped up and energetic. Mr. Crab, who is the owner of Krabby Patty, is on cocaine. He's really self-important, arrogant, and he's always concerned about money, as coke is expensive. The second theory is based on an event. The creation of SpongeBob and his strange friends is the result of a mutation from a nuclear explosion. In the late 1940s, a nuclear testing was performed on the Bikini Atoll. Since the characters live under the Bikini Atoll, the town in the show became known as Bikini Bottom. After all, the show was created by a former marine biologist. Number 3. We all know that Garfield is a spoiled cat that gets everything he wants with a snap of a finger. What we see in the show is Garfield dreaming up his past life, reliving old memories to keep loneliness away. This demonstrates that the comic books and movies are based on lie that Garfield has been making it all up all along, imagining a better life so he never faces the truth. Garfield has slowly gone insane from hunger and loneliness that he temporarily sees reality as it is, but the truth is too devastating that he brings himself back to his fantasy life each time as he's slowly dying. Garfield's eyes closed for the final time as his owner had left him to die alone. Number 2. Phineas and Ferb was a hit TV show. It's about 2 brothers who spent their summer building the impossible. Here's the theory behind the Disney hit series Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb are both Candace's biological brother. Phineas always got bullied a lot at school for being intelligent. One day, a bully physically confronted Phineas and had punched him in the head. This caused Phineas to instantly die from head trauma. That day changed Candace's life for the worst. She was unable to deal with Phineas's death, so she built an imaginary world where he was still alive. Candace's second brother has a disability and can't talk or do much, but she imagines him and Phineas going on great adventures together. The real reason why her mother can't see the things that Phineas and Ferb are building is simply because it's all in Candace's imagination. The more Candace tries to convince her mother about Phineas and Ferb, the more mentally unstable she becomes. Number 1. For the number 1 spot, we have Disney's Recess. For those who are unfamiliar with the show is about a bunch of kids who are trying to make recess a fun place. Every day at school is an adventure for them, as they try to oppose obstacles created by the antagonist. Although there are many characters in the show, we will only focus on 4 of the 6 main characters. The names of those 4 characters are TJ, Mikey, Gus, and Vincent. The third street school was built after the First World War. TJ, who was one of the students that attended the school, was a young, bright, natural-born leader. The principal had launched a budget cut for the school's cafeteria. TJ rallied against the idea. During a protest, an incoming truck had hit TJ and killed him on impact. His spirit supposedly still walks the playground, teaching kids on how to stand up for rights, which explained his charisma and leadership in the show. The big blonde-haired Mikey was a gentle and soft-spoken person. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The 1933 Great Depression was a rough time, and this built Mikey's bad eating habit. Mikey later fell into a coma and died from a heart attack at the age of 10. Gus was the shy and nerdy one who was always bullied. Gus would sometimes conversate with the spirit of TJ and Mikey, mostly because the ghosts were his only friends. One day, his parents had forgotten to pick him up from school. That same day, Gus was confronted by a bully who had beaten him up so badly that his shirt was covered in dirt and blood. Upon walking home and arriving, he collapsed at the front door and died. That is why in the show, he's always avoiding dirt and filth. Last but not least, Vincent, who was the last one to join the gang, was a basketball player prodigy. Vincent dreamed of becoming a professional basketball player. However, he was involved in an accident which broke both of his legs. Doctors revealed the devastating news that he can never play sports ever again. That news was extremely devastating to Vince, so he tried to take his own life but failed. However, this caused a major mental breakdown and he was sent to a mental facility where he died in. Vince's spirit is also joined with the others in order to motivate kids to play. Just to remind you again that these are just theories and I could be entirely wrong. But then again, these connections are dangerously accurate and should make you think twice about the origin of these cartoon shows. Thanks again for watching and goodbye.